Welcome to Showtime 49. Welcome to Showtime 49.
What's good, y'all? Appreciate y'all for stopping through. As we just found out, the Niners took their second L in a row to the Vikings this time. There was many things that went wrong in this game, many, but there's a few things that we need to hone in on and let's pay attention to for real. We're gonna get to Brock in a second. I want to talk about the defense first, though. What is going on? I mean, what is going on? This is supposed to be one of the top rated defenses, but yet it seemed like every week they put people putting up over 300, 350 plus yards on us easy. I mean, whoever thought that Kirk Cousins was a bad quarterback or whatever, he just destroyed us. He just shred us into pieces. But why? Is it because we're rushing four, which is fine, but then our DBs are playing like 10 plus yards back. And then we're in this zone all the time, and Kirk Cousins was just picking us apart. But then when we do blitz, it's at very weird times. I mean, like the play before the half, that definitely did not need to happen. All of a sudden, we want to send what looked like could have been an all-out blitz. Maybe it was Gibson was back. It looked like he might have bid on a route, maybe. But even so, what are we doing? It's the end of the half. We're getting the ball back at the beginning of the second half. So all we need to do is protect the end zone at this point. If you're going to be playing back the whole half, you want to decide to get aggressive at the time we should be playing back? I don't know, man. Steve Wilkes right now, to me, is seeming a little wishy-washy. I'm not really feeling how our defense is looking. It's definitely not number one. It's not even looking like number one. We have great players, but whatever this scheme is that we're doing, it's not it. It's not it. I'm not feeling any of this. The man's in the booth, squinting, looking at the game, just like us, I guess. But I don't know what he's seeing out there. We're getting shredded, like the running game. It seems like people that want to run on us, they can do it whenever they feel like it. That's what it feels like right now. We're paying Nick Bosa a whole heck of a lot of money, and the guy has about 2.5 sacks. I don't care what's going on out there. The amount of money we just paid him, I'm gonna need to see some more. Like in the sacks that he got, it wasn't nothing that was super impressive. It was like people were released and he had like a free run. So I need Nick Bosa to step up and be showing why he's such a force, the force that we know that he is, the decoy that he was last year. Is it because they got paid? I just need to know, because it seems like to me when the Niners get paid, production goes down fast. I ain't gonna go all the way back, but we can go back to Jimmy G. As soon as he got paid, it was the Jimmy G that we all know today. That's what we saw. Then Debo got paid, and he had one of his worst years last year. This year, he's battling injuries like we normally do, and it's looking pretty average. It's not looking like anything all pro-ish. And then Nick Bosa gets paid, and now we're sitting here, not even 3 sacks. I don't know what's going on with us defensively at all. All of it is not working. None of it at all. They just need to scrap the whole thing, it feels like to me, because Charvarius Ward was getting targeted play after play after play. Kirk Cousins didn't fear Charvarius Ward at all, and he's supposed to be our lockdown number one corner, but yet he's being targeted. Lockdown corners is supposed to be looked away from. I'm not trying to go over there because Deion Sanders is over there. Charles Woodson is over there. I don't need none of that. That's who Charvarius Ward is supposed to be for us. And it doesn't, nothing's happening. He's getting penalties called on him. Some stuff they even missing. He's getting beat deep. He getting beat underneath. I mean, the rookie Addison was going stupid on this man today. He was going crazy. It was like Justin Jefferson was out there. He was doing everything. I mean, Isaiah Oliver just, I don't. Hey, trade deadline, we need a DB. A lockdown. Like, for real. Can you imagine if one of our DBs even got injured? Is fair weather as they're playing right now. Can you imagine if one of them got injured? We'd be in trouble. I'm gonna be here to tell you, we would be in trouble. But that's enough on the defense because they did not come to play, and they was on the field way too much. Hence, they're gonna always be tired, and you can't play as good. You can't play to your potential when you're tired. It is what it is. Moving on. Got to get into this offense. You see, it says Brock chokes twice because he did. If I had to rate his whole game, he was having a pretty good game. It was like the offense just doesn't seem like it has that same flair. Now, I understand that Trent Williams is not there. That's very, very, very important to how smooth our offense runs. He was injured. He got injured last week. He toughed through it. Didn't play today. CMC probably shouldn't have played today, but he got 2 touchdowns, whatever. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. But Trent Williams didn't play, so that affects our offensive line tremendously. CMC, his running the last couple of weeks hasn't been that great as far as him just being a running back. Of course, we use him so much that he does more than just run. He receives, the guy's Mr. Everything. He's a receiver, he's a running back. He does it all. And sometimes that can be a problem. That's how injuries happen. Now my guy has to play in a game where his oblique is slightly torn, and he still was out there for like 99% of the plays. Why? Where's Jordan Mason? We always hear like, oh, Jordan Mason fumbled a few times in training camp and in practice. We can't be having that. Has he ever fumbled in the game? No. Christian McCaffrey did, though. And he has a couple times. Of course, I'm not saying Jordan Mason should be in over Christian McCaffrey, but it's like, why are we pushing the issue with Christian McCaffrey so hard, running him into the ground, just like what happened in Carolina, when we have other running backs that can do something to ease the pain? We don't have to run him like this. I mean, maybe Shanahan is seeing something that we don't see, which is the reason why he's the coach. We not. But looking at that, and as much as I pay attention to the Niners and as much as I put all my energy and efforts into the Niners and trying to figure out what's going on, even just for this show alone, Jordan Mason seems like he could be utilized a little bit more than what he's being utilized. And CMC's workload can die down a little bit. He can still win MVP. It's cool. He doesn't have to be in on every play, though. He doesn't. But now it's time for me to get to Brock, man. All right. So he had a pretty good game throughout the whole game. It was accurate. He only had like 5-6 incompletions. He was taking care of the ball. Was past tense. And then, the game happened the way that it did, and it just happened to play out where Brock is going to have to show us something. He's going to have to lead us down the field, and he's going to have to win a game for us without being 100% healthy because, of course, we didn't have Deebo Samuel tonight. He had 2 chances. 2. He failed both times. He threw a pick, both possessions. Both picks were terrible. They were terrible. I don't even know what he was looking at, what he was doing. I'm not sure. Now, the thing with the Brock Purdy and the Niners thing is it's like I get that he came on strong, but we always talked about the limitations and we wanted to know if he was elite or not. And has he made elite throws? Absolutely. Absolutely. Has he, played well in plenty of these games? Absolutely. But how many of those games did he have to play from behind? How many of those games where we really had to rely on him to get the ball down the field in the clutch moments and make timely passes, on time passes, accurate passes? Like, forget the rest of the game. This is it right now. This is the clutch moment. And right now, he doesn't have clutch because he's been playing with the lead the majority of his career. These last two games are a chance. Now, last week they were saying, okay, that was the number one defense in Cleveland. Okay, well, today wasn't. The Vikings defense is nothing for us to be like, oh my gosh, about at all. It was the decision making. It's just what it was. The decision making at the end of those two drives were awful. They weren't good. And this is our franchise quarterback. It for sure is our franchise quarterback because of what happened with Trey and the whole everything. We put all our stock into Brock. There's going to be games like this. We're not always going to be winning. Somebody's going to mess up like Christian McCaffrey messing up at the 10-yard line and fumbling the ball. Something's going to happen like that. Anybody can fumble. Anything. And all of a sudden, or somebody does a missed tackle, a blown coverage, and boom, now we're losing. And now the game plan's got to be a little bit different, maybe. And we're going to have to rely on our quarterback. And one thing I always say is at some point, if you want to win a Super Bowl, you have to have an elite quarterback or a quarterback that's going to at least step up and play elite because he's going to have to win some drives. He's going to have to make some throws, and they're going to be in clutch moments. And it ain't never been no team that's won the Super Bowl that didn't have that. Even Nick Foles, when they won, stepped up and was playing like an all-pro quarterback in the playoffs. It was crazy. Hence, they won the Super Bowl. He was on another level, though. He came back down to earth, but he had to step up at them moments. Do we have that in Brock? I don't know. So far, he's 0 for 2 when he has a chance to show us and himself if he's really elite, if he can be that guy. Is he really a franchise quarterback? Because if not, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. Next week, we playing the Bengals. Not feeling too confident because we ain't played an elite wide receiver yet. Jamar Chase is one. Jamar Chase is an elite wide receiver. So we'll see how we do, defense. Steve Wilkes. Let's see. In offense, hopefully we can get going. 17 points in the last two games. Not cutting it when we was averaging 30 plus. 17 and 17. It took us 2 weeks to get over 30. But all right, y'all. I'm going to holla on this next one.